Hello everyone. In the last video, what we have done is we have configured VLAN 2 to 50 from this network automation controller. Okay, I can show that. Show VLAN brief in this switch one. Okay, we have created VLAN up to VLAN number 50. And that's on switch 2. In switch 1 also, show VLAN brief. Here we have 50 VLANs. And for example, to enable the password, we have given Cisco. Okay, show VLAN brief. Okay, we have 50 VLANs. Okay, for that reason, we have used Telnetlib lib library available in the Python. Okay, so if you remember the code, okay, this is the code we have used for our configuration. Okay, what we are going to do is we are going to improve our coding. Okay, so if you see, I have created a list. I have created a list for my devices. Okay, fortunately, here I only have 4 devices, 4 layer 2 switches. Okay, what if there are 100 layer 2 switches or 100 routers or something like that? Do you believe will this method will be much effective on that situation also? No, right? Because think you need to type all 100 IP address of those 100 devices. So it will be a headache at the end. So what can we do is we can create a file with our devices. Okay, how we are going to improve our code is, first of all, we are going to create our device list in a file. Okay, for that reason, I'll create my IP addresses in the Excel 192.168.255.100. My starting device IP address is 100. Okay, switch one IP address 100. Switch 2 is 101, switch 3 is 102, switch 4 is 103. So easily what can you do is you can drag this. Okay, if you have 100 devices, you can drag it onto 100. Okay, but fortunately, I have only 4 devices. Okay, if you have 100 devices, what you need to do is you need to copy all of your 100 devices IP addresses and you need to create a file in your network automation controller, and we are going to use that one. Okay, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy only these 4 IP addresses because in my topology, I have only these 4 devices only. So I'm copying these 4 IP addresses. Okay, here I list what are the files I have. So I need to create a new file. Okay, I'll create nano. Okay, my devices. Okay, my devices. Okay, here I am pasting my device list. Okay, 100, 101, 102, 103. So Control X, Y, enter. Okay, I'll check once again, check my file. Okay, cat, the file name I have given, my devices. Okay, it has all my device IP addresses. There is an issue. Okay, I forgot to place the full stop after the first octet. So I need to edit again. Okay, 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 okay. Control X, Y. Yes. Once again, I'll check my devices file. Okay, now the IP addresses are looks fine. Okay, so I'm coming to the code. Okay, I'm coming to the code. So here for my devices, I need to edit this one. Okay, I have created a file. Okay, a file created my devices. Okay, my devices. So how I am going to open this one? because I created a file, but I need to open this file in this code, right? In this code. So what can we do is, let's check with Python. Is there any functions or methods available for this one? Okay, I'm going to W3 schools. Okay, in W3 schools, I'm going in the Python. Okay, in Python's, in the file handlings, I need to read that file. My device is a file, or I need to read that file, right? So, okay. To open the file, use built-in open function. Okay, the open function returns a file object which has a read method for reading the content of the file. So I need to use this open function, right? So in my code, I am using that open function. Okay, open function. So this open function will open my file. Okay, open function. Okay, so that is the function I need. Okay, it will open my devices file and it will save that one as a devices. Okay, so I am getting in this object, I am getting all of my IP addresses one by one. Okay, one by one. Okay, so let's check how this works. Okay, let's check how this works in my Ubuntu machine. Okay, I'm coming to the Ubuntu machine. Okay, I'm listing these other files. Okay, let's see how to read the IP addresses in my devices list, my devices file. Okay, so I'm creating a file, nano, okay, read device.py. Okay, I'm creating a file. Okay, if you remember, uh, I have typed devices equal open. Okay, open my devices. I need to read this file, my devices. Okay, my devices. Okay, let's say I want to read each of the IP addresses. So they have given, I can read, okay, I can read by read method. Okay, by using the read method, I can read this one. Okay, I'm using this. Paste. Okay, this is not F. Now this should be devices. Okay, this is my read devices Python file. Okay, Control X, Y, enter. Okay, I'll run that file Python 3. Okay, Python 3 read devices.py. Enter. So if you see here, it's not reading one by one. Okay, it read the whole file in one click. But this is not going to help for me because I need to get one IP address at a time. I need to configure and close the loop for loop and again come back to the another IP address. That's how I need to work, right? So let's edit my code. Okay, instead of using this devices.read method, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a for loop. Okay, for I in devices. Okay, for I in devices, we need to have a indentation for 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, print, let's say I need to print the IP addresses, right? So Control X, Y, enter, right? So I'll run that file, enter. So if you see here in my actual file, okay, cat read devices.py, okay, sorry, cat my devices, Okay, get my devices. There is no space. Okay, there is no line spaces between two IP addresses. But when I run the Python file, if you see here, there are new lines in between two IP addresses. Okay, if I go with this code, it will throw up some errors. Okay, what I need to do is I need to get rid of these new lines. Okay, in order to get rid of these new lines, I can use a method called strip. Okay, I can use a method called strip. Okay, in W3 school in the Python tutorials, we are checking for that one. Okay. Okay. We are going to the string methods. Okay. In the string methods, if you scroll down, okay, if you scroll down, you can see there is a method called returns a trimmed version of a string strip. Okay. So the strip method removes any leading and trailing white spaces. Leading means at the beginning of the string, trailing means at the end. You can specify which characters to remove. If not, any white spaces will be removed. So if you take a word or string, okay, if there is any spaces, okay, in between, in front of that string or at the last of the strings, if you call this strip method, what it will do is it will remove those white spaces. Okay, in Python, white spaces means new lines. Okay, spaces. Okay, tab spaces. There are lots of things listed as white white spaces. So here the new line also a white space. Okay, so in order to remove that one, I am going to use that one. Okay, I am going to use strip method. Okay, so here in my code, okay, in my code, it's nano, right? I'm going to edit. Okay, I'm going to edit this one as I dot strip. Okay, I dot strip. Control X, S for save, and enter. Okay, let's run that code again. Python, read devices, py, enter. If you see here, before there was new lines, okay, new lines in between. Okay, now after I have edited, see, there are new lines in between two IP addresses when I haven't used the strip method. But after I have used the strip method, I am getting no lines, no new lines. Okay, no new lines, no new lines in between two IP addresses. After one IP address, it's going to the new line and printing the next IP address. So this is what we need. So I haven't started to edit my full code yet. So we have opened our devices. Okay, for IP in devices, what I need to do now, I need to strip that IP addresses. So IP equal IP dot strip. Okay, IP equal strip. So it will connect. Okay, so this code is creating new VLANs from 2 to 51. Okay, if you see, we have the VLANs already. I have already shown you. I'm going to the switch one. Okay, enable password Cisco. Okay, show VLAN brief. Already we have that VLANs, right? So in order to show my code is working fine, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect all of these devices by using the telnet, and I'm going to remove all these created VLANs, VLAN number from 2 to 50. Okay, for that reason, okay, okay, uh, copy. I'm creating a new file. Okay. Can I show this? Okay. I'm saving this as remove VLANs.py. Okay. Enter. Okay. So now I can see the syntax easily. So first of all, we will remove. This line is creating those VLANs. So I don't need that. So I'm removing it. Okay. So here I need to type tn.write. Okay. .write b for bytes. And in order to remove the VLANs, no VLAN 2 to 50. Then I need to press the enter. So /n. So if my code is working fine, what it will do is it will open the my devices file. Okay, from that my devices file, it will look for IP addresses one by one. For example, 192.168.255.100 first. Okay, it will go into that and configure it. That means it will remove the VLANs number from 22 to 50. Then come to 101, do the same. 102, do the same. 103, do the same. Okay, this is how my code need to work. So the description, by using this code, we can configure, we can remove. Okay, we can remove VLAN 20, 2 to 50. Okay, I am copying my code. Copy. Okay, copy. And coming to my automation controller list. Okay. There is no file. I need to create nano remove VLANs. Okay, .py. Okay, enter. I'm pasting the code. Okay, Control X. Yes. Okay. I want to see the code again. Cat. Okay, remove VLANs. Okay. Okay, the codes looks fine for me. Let's see, is there any errors later? Okay, so once again, show VLAN brief. Okay, there are 50 VLANs. Okay, in switch 2 also, enable password Cisco. Okay, show VLAN brief. Okay, there are 50 VLANs. In switch 3 also same, switch 4 also same. Okay, so let's run this code from our network automation controller. Let's see whether these VLANs are removed. Okay, I type Python 3, remove VLAN.py. Enter. It's asking for my telnet username, Saahith. The password I has given, Cisco. Okay. So it has logged to the switch 1. Okay. No VLAN 250 and exit. Again, logging into the switch 2, switch 3, switch 4. So let's check whether the wanted configuration have happened in these devices. Okay. Switch 1. Okay. Show VLAN brief. Yeah. The VLAN run 2 to 50 is removed. In switch 2, show VLAN brief. Yep, removed. Switch 3, enable Cisco show VLAN brief. Yeah, removed. In switch 4, enable Cisco show VLAN brief. Yeah, here also all the VLANs number from 2 to 50 are removed. Okay, so our initial goal was creating those VLANs, right? So what can I do is I can copy my previous code, this line of code, in order to create those VLANs 2 to 50. So for I in range 2 to 51, I'm copying these lines. Paste, sorry, that copy, pasting here, right? Yeah. Okay. So the code looks fine. Yes. Copy this. Okay. Copy this. Come here. List. I'm creating a new file. Nano new VLAN conf.py. Right? I'm pasting the code. Paste. Okay. Control X. Yes. Enter. Okay. I can use more command here, more in order to read that file, more new VLAN conf.py. Okay. So by using the more command, what I can do is at a time, I can see one screen full of codes. Okay. If you use cat to read a file, it will read the whole file. Okay, but when you use more instead of get, if you use more command, what it will show is it will read the file screen full of line at a time, right? So if you want to read the next screen, you need to press enter, right? So the code looks fine for me. So let's run this. Okay, Python 3, new VLAN conf. Once again, I'll show you that there is no VLANs now from 2 to 50. VLAN brief. Okay, there is no VLANs 2 to 50, right? You can see that. So I'm running that new configuration file. Enter. Name Saahith. Password is Cisco. Okay. Yeah. In the switch 1, it has successfully configured. Switch 2 now finished. Now logging into switch 3. Switch 3 also configured. Switch 4 also successfully configured. We can check in the switch itself. So show VLAN brief. Boom. We have now VLANs from 2 to 50. New VLANs are created. Switch 2 also same. Switch 3 also, switch 2 also, we have VLAN 2 to 50 newly created. If you wish, you can check for other switches as well. So switch 3 also has that. Switch 4, yes, that one to have all the VLANs we have configured from network automation controller. So in this video, what I have done is I have improved my code and I have inserted some new lines of codes and I have explained, I believe I have explained why these lines of codes are needed. Okay, if you remove this one, okay, if you don't use ip.strip, your code won't work. Okay, it will throw some of the errors. Okay, if you want, you can check that by on your own. Remove this strip method and see what happens. What are the errors it's thrown? You can see those things. Okay, so in this video, I need to cover some other things as well. So as a network engineer, when we are configuring, okay, devices, okay, when you want to do the OS upgrade or patch upgrade, initially what you need to do is if you're doing any kind of changes in the network devices, what you need to do is you need to first of all get the backup of those devices. For example, show running configuration will give you all the running configuration in those devices. So when you're doing that network configurations, any changes in the network devices, sometimes you can encounter some of the unexpected situations. So that time, what you need to do is you need to do the rollback. Rollback means when you are doing some of the tasks, if something unexpected happen, you need to bring that device into a state where it was working fine at the last time. Okay, so that reason I need to have this show running configurations. So if I have this show running configurations files with me, if something goes wrong, what can I do? I can run these commands in my switches, in my devices to bring them up again to the previous state where it was working well, working fine. So in network terminology, we call that as a rollback. In order to do the rollback, you need to have the backup files. So by using this network automation idea, what we are going to do is, so far what we have done is we have configured those devices. For an example, we have configured the VLANs number 2 to 50 by using this network automation. But now what we are going to do is I'm going to get show run configuration files. That means my backup files from all these devices, and I'm going to save all of those backup files in my network automation controller. Okay, for that reason, what can I do is I can copy the code, copy, okay, new file, okay, new file. So I want to open up my device, IP strip, enable Cisco. I don't need these lines, right? Configure terminal. I am not going to configure anything. I'm not going to configure anything. So I don't need this. So in order to show the show running configuration command, I need to type tnwrite, okay, B for bytes, and show run. Okay, show run. I'll show you something. Okay, I'll show you something. I'm coming to my switch. Okay, I'm coming to my switch. So when I type show run, okay, when I type show running configuration, enter. If you see, in order to see the full running configuration, I need to press spacebar, 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 right? So the terminal length, the default terminal length we are using, the default terminal length for the devices are 24 lines at a time. It will show you 24 lines at a time, right? So you need to get rid of that. Okay, so if you just use this code, it will only show, because we need to store this one. We need to store this show running configuration as a backup files. So if you want to press that space bar, right, that's not gonna work. For that reason, okay, what can I do is I can change the terminal length. Okay, terminal length. Okay, the terminal length, you can see the options. Number of lines on screen, 0 for no pausing. Okay, if you give 0, you don't want to press the more. You don't want to press the space bar again and again. So I'm giving 0. Okay, I'm giving 0. You remember that before giving this terminal length 0, when I type show running configuration, I need to press the space bar multiple times. But now I have given the terminal length 0. Let's check show running configuration again. Enter. Boom. Now we can see all the show running configuration without pressing the space bar. In one shot, we can see all the show running configurations. So I need to include this one also in my code. So tnwrite, okay, tnwrite, okay, tnwrite, B, okay, B, terminal length 0. I need to press the enter. So /n. Here also /n. Okay. So far, so good. So I can read. Okay. It will show up. If I leave this code as it is, what it will happen is it will log in to each of the device one by one, and all the show running configuration commands will shown up in my network automation controllers, this Ubuntu machines terminal. But I don't want that. I need to save those files. I need to see those files here. I need to save those backup files here, right? What can I do is I need to create files. Okay. What I need to do is I need to create files. Let's say I need to create the files with that switch IP address names, right? So that reason, let's go to W3 school and check how to create files. Okay, let's check how to create files. Okay, file handling, Python, write create files. Okay, to write to an existing file, you must add a parameter to the open function, A or W. Okay, create a new file. This is the one I need. Okay, to create a new file in Python, use the open method with one of the following parameters: X to create, A to append, W to write. Will create a file if the specified file doesn't exist. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to use. I am going to use this mode. Okay, W is a mode. In open method, we call W is a mode, A is a mode, X is a mode, R is a mode. Okay, in my previous code, okay, I have using the open function here. So by default, if you are not giving any mode, by default, it representing the read. Okay, this is a mode. Okay, if you are not giving any modes, by default it will be considered as a read. The mode of selection you have right is read. But now I need to write. Okay, I need to write. If there is no files, I'm going to create the files. Okay, I'm going to create the files equal open. Okay, open. I want to give the name. Okay, switch. Okay, switch dash it IP address. I'm going to use the F string. Okay, I'm going to use the F string. Okay, F string. Okay, switch IP address. Okay, it will open up a file. So in order to open up a file, I need to give the write mode. Okay, because in order to create the write mode, okay, I need to use W. Okay, I have used that one. Okay, after that, in this code, what it will do is it will create the file only. It will create the file only. Okay, if you remember what this line doing, it will show whatever happens, whatever the codes I run, whatever the outputs there, it will bring back to my Ubuntu terminal. It will bring those lines to my Ubuntu terminal. So if I write this file, okay, if I write whatever the outputs coming here into this my file, created file, that's fine, right? So what I need to do is I need to write files dot. I need to use the method called write, okay? Because I have got the idea from here. So we can come here. Okay, I can check Python write. Write method. Okay, so in order to write something, okay, in the file, I can use this one, this method. That is what I'm going to use. Okay, f equal open, that file is open, and here they are appending. Okay, if there is any file with that name, what it will do is it will not overwrite. If you use this mode A, it will append at the end of those files, it will add the new lines. But in my one, it will overwrite. If I use write, it will overwrite. Then I am writing see you soon. Here they are used see you soon. But I will use the telnet sessions, all outputs, and I'll close that file. Okay, so in that one, I need to see all these telnet session outputs. So Control V, I don't need this. Finally, I need to close that file. Close. Okay, this is the code we need to write. Okay, let's see what happens. Copy. Okay, show run exit. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll again show you there is no such files now. Okay, there is no such files with the name sw-ip address, something like that. There's no such files. So I'll create my Python file now. Okay, backup. Okay, backup.py. Okay, enter. Here I'm pasting my codes. Paste. Okay, there are some indentation issues. Okay, so we will edit. Okay, here also I see. Okay, it's look fine. Control X, Y, enter. Okay, let's check with more command. More backup, right? Backup py. Okay, yeah, looks fine. List. Okay, list. There is no such files. Okay, so let's run that Python. Python 3 dot backup py. Enter. It's asking for the username. Saahith. Okay, password Cisco. Enter. Yeah, done. Okay, let's check. Okay, cat. First of all, list. Let's see whether those files are created. List. Yeah, those files are created. Switch that IP address. Switch that IP address. Yeah, those files are created. Let's see what is the contents of those files. I'll cat switch. Okay, cat switch 100. Enter. Yeah, all the show running configurations are we are having now. So let's check for 102. Yeah, we have. Can you see how much efficient this coding is? I don't want to log into each of these devices separately, enable the password, the show running configuration. I don't want to do that, right? If you know how to automate using Python, it's very simple. Within a very small time, we can collect all the backup files we needed. That is what I wanted to show you today. So I'll meet you in another video. Until then, go through these labs and practice yourself. Practice make you perfect. If you don't know what are the method, what are the function I'm talking about, feel free to go to W3 schools and search. Okay, I'll give you the commands and the scripts. Okay, I'll share you in a Google Drive. So you don't want to memorize all the codes, right? Okay, just go through this video and see what I am doing, because each of the steps I have explained what I am doing, why I am doing, how to do it. And go through these tutorials. These are very useful. You can go through each line by line. Okay, you can understand very well. So wish you very all the best and do this lab by yourself. Until then, bye bye. I am signing off.